preparing for another attack. What a surprise, right? The next one is from aliens. No point, I'm not kidding, aliens. They are actually preparing for an attack by aliens. Well, Al-Qaeda didn't work, the Soviet Union didn't work, now we're gonna use aliens. They actually, no kidding with this, a few people came out with this, talking about this a few days ago. Professor from the War College, I think, or something like that, talking about the government can prepare for alien attack. And you have all these shows saying, what would happen if an alien invasion happens? Oh, we're so scared! Hide under our beds, just like Al-Qaeda might get us at any time, anywhere, any place. That is the usual mantra, the duck and cover with the Soviet Union, how such a threat they were. Meanwhile, Antony Sutton was exposing the fraud of that little boogeyman theory by supplying the Soviet Union with the technology that we were supposedly scared of. Yeah, that makes sense. And you see it through all these countless movies, Independence Day, Armageddon, all that. Well, not Armageddon necessarily, but something with a apocalyptic scenario. And the apocalyptic scenario is the aliens. And it all goes back to the Hegelian dialectic. Problem, reaction, solution. You create the problem, the globalists at the top, the crisis. The public reacts to it. They have the solution. The same people that create the problem. Just like with the derivatives and countless wars since at least 100 years. World War I, Lusitania sinking. World War II, Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. And 9/11. And you got so many other examples there with the Gulf of Tonkin, the Reichstag, 1933 burning of the Reichstag as an excuse to clamp down on civil liberties that Hitler used during that time. It makes your head spin with so many examples of this and people not understanding all this. This is not hard to think about or to understand. I'm not some expert here. I'm not some genius. I'm just looking at what the facts are. That the globalists inside create the crisis. The public reacts to it like something actually happened, but it was engineered by design, and then they have the solution to the problem. And Ronald Reagan mentioned this in the 80s with the threat of alien invasion, that might be an excuse for us to all come together and live peacefully, defeat the aliens. In harmony. That's not the exact quote, but I'm paraphrasing. Basically the idea of a world government without saying it's a world government. And they use the same excuse for climate change and global warming as an excuse to, well, we gotta have a global government to save the earth. You know, you might lose a few liberties and a few rights. You know, you might be enslaved and with despotism and live under scientific dictatorship, but it's for the earth. Don't worry about it. Meanwhile, saying on the other side, it doesn't exist, shut up, conspiracy theorists. I harp back to the George Orwell's 1984 when O'Brien gives him the playbook, basically the doublethink, the idea of doublethink and all that. And O'Brien giving it to Winston, then later he arrests Winston for giving him and knowing that document, for saying it doesn't exist, but it does exist. It's the opposite. Saying the idea of there'll be two different gravities. Winston gets told during when he's tortured with O'Brien, saying we could create two gravities. One gravity where it actually makes sense, where it's real gravity. The other gravity is that it is whatever they tell us it is. Whatever it is, that's it. So 2 + 2 = 5. Why? Because we tell you it equals 5. Don't look at your own conscience. Don't worry about it. It's 5. That's it. We tell you what reality is. We dictate reality, as Karl Rove said a few years ago in the election cycle. So when they tell you Mitt Romney's the nominee, Ron Paul can't win, they're creating your own reality as an excuse. Because that is their real end game. That is their agenda. They can have all the money in the world. It doesn't matter to them. They want your mind. That's what they want. They want to control your thoughts and your mind. It all goes back to the Brave New World, Aldous Huxley. I highly recommend that book, Brave New World, because that is our future under a scientific dictatorship if we don't stop these people from achieving that objective. It all goes to the Hunger Games also involved with that, with the 12 districts, which are actually 10 under FEMA, and all of that. So remember, problem, reaction, solution. The problem, they create the problem, the globalists. The general public reacts to the crisis, and they have the solution. I feel so much better now.